So I just want to do a quick comparison between my new Ender 3 and then my old mainstay, the Monoprice Maker Select version 2, which is a Wanhao i3 or Cocoon Crate copy or clone. As you can see, the Monoprice Maker Select V2 done a lot of modifications to principally adding these different support areas here for the Z-axis. This top bar here, a little wobbly, and made the prints wobble, but adding these braces and some supports, huge difference in print quality. I mean, you can see I printed these before I had those on there. You can see how jagged and things the lines were. Come closer there, you can see the Z-axis really is where the problem was. But that really fixed it. But generally, just comparing these side by side, I think you'll notice here so much more space the Monoprice Maker Select took up. Mainly because that control box there is its own standalone unit, and it's connected with these cables back here, and the cabling is fantastic. I've never had any problems with that in keeping that. The Ender 3, on the other hand, is a much more compact unit. It all fits very neatly, all with giving you more print space, both in the X and the Y axis, but also in the Z axis, particularly how much taller it is. Gives you quite a bit more print headroom for that. The other big difference is there's a Bowdoin Extruder here for the Ender 3, and just like you saw with my Maker Select, you notice that I've printed some things already to help. One of the other things I printed underneath here was the back for the control box. For whatever reason, they left that control unit completely exposed, which boggles my mind a little bit. But just to show you the difference in size here, so this bed comes off, and you can see just how much larger the print bed is compared to the Maker Select. So coming back to this Bowdoin Extruder, so this creates some problems. So for printing PLA and other hard plastics, ABS, shouldn't be too much of a problem to use that. However, you want to print TPU, it becomes an issue because this is your driver here, your extruder gear, and it's going to push all that filament through this white tube all the way down here to your extruder. That's a long way to go versus the direct drive that I have here for the Maker Select, where the filament goes directly into the drive for the extruder gear and then comes right out the nozzle underneath. And you can see added lots of modifications here. This actually has a Swiss all metal hot end in there, more metal parts. Just helped with the longevity and being able to print things like PETG and some other carbon fiber composites that required higher temperatures. So all in all, I've been very happy with the Maker Select, but they're not making these anymore. So I had to look for what's going to be my next go-to model. And so I'm trying out this Ender. So far I'm very happy. Just debating whether or not I'm going to ditch the Bowdoin Extruder and go with a direct drive. Should be pretty straightforward just to attach direct drive here. It might impact the performance a little bit, but it should give me greater utility in terms of using filaments. But all in all, the Ender here is $200. Took me about an hour and a half to completely assemble, and that was with me making some goofs. For example, I routed the cabling in the wrong spot and some other things as it was coming together. Actually, it came that way, and so when I put it together, didn't think it needed to be adjusted. Whereas on the Maker Select, it came in 3 pieces. You had the control box unit here, you had this top brace here, and then the bottom brace, and you just had to essentially just screw them together. It took maybe 15 minutes, put it all together and start printing. All in all, both printed amazingly well, the first prints. Been very happy. I'll see how well this Ender 3 lasts me. If it's anything like the Monoprice Maker Select V2, this has lasted me over 3 years. I'm very happy. $250 well spent. So in terms of other things about these printers, both of them have the mini USB connections, so you can add the Octo Print, OctoPi to control them wirelessly using a Raspberry Pi. Definitely have done that. Fantastic tool to control these and put them onto a print server basically, and you just drag and drop your files. And prints have a camera watching the prints, make sure everything works just fine. Very pleased so far with both printers. We'll see how the Ender fares long term, but if it lasts as long as my Maker Select, I'll be very happy. I mean, it's $50 cheaper, a little bit more challenging to assemble. I'm not sure how the maintenance is going to compare, but I'm optimistic.